thank you everyone that jumped in and has joined us for today. Again, we're venturing into the world of Zoom for these breakfasts. Thank you for your patience with it. Last time when I did it, I didn't have the settings right, so we were trying to make sure we had it right this time. So thank you again for your patience. We are working on updating some of the other systems to see if we have some better alternatives to Zoom in the future if we continue to have these virtual meetings. So we'll let you know if any of those are completed before our next meeting. So that'll be really exciting if we can get that to happen. So jumping right into it for today's meeting. So welcome new residents. Since our last meeting, we've had 3 new residents move in, and normally if we were up stairs in the big grand room, we'd have them stand up and share a little bit. For the sake of our frustrations with technology, I'll just kind of announce their names, and once we are back up in the grand room, who knows when that will be, maybe we'll do something a little bit different to introduce in person all of our new residents. So our first ones that moved in on, let's see, June 18th is Ed and Kathleen Howenstein. The second one moved in on July 1st. That is Betty Blonstein, excuse me, mispronounced that. And on 7/9, July 9th, we had Luis and Annalise Bentons, the Bentons that moved in. So welcome to those 3 new residents. Actually, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 residents. So we're excited to have them. I think from March through June, we had added just over 20 residents. And so we'd gone down quite the list at our last Breakfast with Chuck. So excited to have a few more join us. Also excited to say, and I'll talk about it a little bit later, that we even have a few more residents. I think one that just closed, and a few more that are starting with some minor renovations to the condos, and will be joining us soon as well. So we're excited to have them amongst the pandemic and different things. They're excited to come and be in the community. So moving along, if we look out the front door, we see a few changes happening across the chain link fence with Sun. Normally I'd get them up in front of you, but again, for the sake of technology, they've sent us a few pictures and a few updates. So construction, it's continuing on. And thank you for your patience. I want to start that with saying that. I know it's not easy. Sometimes the noise, sometimes the dirt, the inconveniences. So thank you for your patience. The new entrance is looking absolutely beautiful. Sharon came by the other day to drop off some papers, and I met her down in the foyer real quick. And she, as we walked out the front door, she hadn't been over in a couple months and was just really excited to see the progress, and just loved what she was seeing happening there. I know Joe and Joe LaRue and everyone else is really excited as well from the corporate office. More excited once the pandemic's over and they come over and we can, once it's all open and ready to really show off. So again, they're working on the construct a new entrance along the side of the B entrance. So this week, what are they working on? The HRC foyer. So continue the roofing, mechanical, electrical, fire sprinklers installation, framing, begin installation, roofing at the porte cochere, storm drains are going in. And I'm going to show you a few pictures here of what we're talking about. And then they're also beginning the trenching for the east side of the parking lot, as you're going to see here in one moment. So here's the new entrance. If looking at this picture, for those that used to walk by there, right, kind of to the right of, I'm putting my arrow here, is where the big tree was. Took out that tree, we're at the very beginning of this, and that's where we're looking at now. So this new entrance is looking absolutely great. So like I said, working on insulation, draining systems, the continued pathway. This is looking out from our front door, and over to the right of the picture is where we were just taking the last picture. So these are going up, these little columns. So we're going to have this really nice, this is going to be the walkway between these columns going all the way over to the HRC. Here's just a little bit back from the new entrance. Again, right there where, oops, sorry, my screen's a little sensitive. Right where that gentleman's at is where that big tree was. So going in there, they already got the cement poured for underneath the new driveway coming in. They have the asphalt down as well for the new parking lot on that side of the building. So really coming along really sharp. So next week, what are they working on? They're going to be drywalling, mechanical, fire sprinklers, electrical, pedestrian sidewalks, start installing stucco. So on those columns, you know, here they're going to start making it match in the color. So they're going to start, or at least on the texture. So they're going to get that to match. Irrigation lines will also be installed for all the landscaping. On the HRC East parking lot, and that's where we're going to go on these next pictures, they're going to begin a storm drain, piping installation, catch basins. So here we go. This is our old entrance. If you notice here, they took down the old covered entryway here. As they work through this, something that to take note of, there will be additional parking on this side of the building. This won't be the main entrance. Maybe they'll use it for ambulances since the elevator is really close to this door. So if they have a admission or an emergency discharge back over to the hospital, this might be the entrance they're going to use. We're still kind of in talks. So there will be the entrance doors there, but this will not be the primary entrance. Might even be used a little bit more for staff, since again, this might be overflow parking from the front and additional parking for the staff. This is moving along really nice. Here's another view. And the hospital emergency room is just to the left of this screen view. So again, they're moving around quite a bit there and making very quick progress. Again, we will be losing some parking spots because the dog park will be moving into where some of their parking spots are now, where that covered parking is on the back side of the building, just around the corner here. There's some covered parking. Some of that will be going away for the dog park, but we're not actually losing any parking spots because we're adding in some spots here where it was just a driveway. So really nice progress. They're doing amazing work. Sun's working really well with us and the team, keeping us updated. And of course with the HRC and making sure that they're not being too loud and that they're keeping us very looped into the process. So another question I always get on there's just another view on the construction is, Chuck, do we have like a final draw up of what it'll look like? We've had some discussions there. We don't because they had some initial mock-ups, but they made so many changes that those are basically irrelevant. To get them to draw up another pretty beautiful picture, it costs us thousands of dollars and it'll take a couple months. So I apologize, we don't have that. I have had a few residents ask for one of those. It'd be really nice to put in the lobby and kind of say, this is what it's going to look like. In this case, I think we're going to get a little bit more of, when it's done, we'll take some pictures and we'll be able to have a nice big open house, hopefully, given that we're allowed to have a big meeting at that point. You know, talking with the team and hearing what we're doing, it's going to be quite the project once completed. All right. So back to COVID. I know this is super redundant. You've probably seen, I don't know how many flyers reminding you of these things. So I'm not going to dig into it too much. I will say thank you for everyone for being an active participant. As you've seen in the memos, we have had a few staff here and there that were positive. We track those really close. As soon as we see anything, any reason to send someone home, if they can't pass the screening coming in, we're sending them home. We're taking those precautions. A couple times they've come back that they were positive. Here's the good news. It didn't spread. We've had a few, like I said, a few staff members that did end up getting it from their family that they live with or from someone that they met up with, different things. And they did test positive, but then we've gone back, we've tested anyone that they had to come in contact here in the building. We do contact tracing. We have a number of people within Sun Health that have taken a 6-hour course to get certified in contact tracing. We go down and we have these long processes, and ultimately, we've never found that it's spread. So that means our system's working, right? So wearing your face mask, it works. You know, our isolation precautions, staying in your condo for 4 days if you've gone out of state travel, flown, gone to the hospital. Work with Jamie and the resident services team to discuss that before traveling or before any outpatient procedures. There are some cases where we don't require that, but again, Jamie's team will help you through that. Again, it's important to remember who knows, maybe somebody that we did have on self-isolation for 4 days could have been asymptomatic and had COVID. We're not just testing everyone. That's not realistic at this point. Maybe in the future that might be a possibility, but at this point it's not ideal. So again, just washing your hands, wearing your mask, basic precautions, it works. Thank you for your participation. Confirmed COVID cases. As you can see here, if you've been watching the news or following on, and this is just on the AZDHS website, you can go in there. They have numerous reports and things. I have like 4 different websites I look at daily to track this. We're definitely on a downward trend. Are we out of the woods yet? No. But it is on a downward trend. We're hoping it keeps going that way. We had peaked at over 5,000 cases in a day, and we were around 4,000 for actually a couple weeks. Yesterday it was, I don't have the exact number in front of me, around 1,300 or so. Then today it's just over 1,000. Sometimes after a weekend, Monday's really low, and then Tuesday will spike because the delay in reporting. So to see Tuesday on a low number, that's spectacular. Again, Arizona's on the right path. So let's continue to be a participant there and not let our guard down. So I also want to say a big thank you to everyone that completed their resident satisfaction survey. This is always kind of, this year was a very different, given the COVID and the circumstances. We received 288 surveys back, and that's about 75% of the residents responding. That is a huge number. That's very good. We appreciate it. It's a little bit higher than previous years, and I was teasing the team that it's because COVID has us all locked up inside, so that just finding something to do. But we like to think that you filled it out and answered because you appreciate the team and think we're doing a good job and really want to give us feedback to show us where we can improve. So here's a little bit of the responses. Top 5 ranked responses. The front desk staff is professional, welcoming, and courteous. 6.83. So well done, Terry, Debbie, Kevin, the entire team down there. Oh my gosh, they're always so fun. And I mean, I've observed them before when I'm visiting with others, and they're always so fun. So they got the high score at 6.83. Again, this it's ranked from 1 to 7, or 0 to 7, really. So 6.83 out of 7 is a remarkable score. I feel safe living at Grandview Terrace came in at number 2, 6.77. Maintenance at 3rd, that they respond timely manner and resolve any problems. So that's Andy and his team. Well done. My decision to move to Grandview Terrace was the right one at a 6.65. That's amazing number, and we're glad to hear that back from you. I would recommend Grandview Terrace to others. Again, another huge one that we're just super excited to see as a really good number. So thank you for those. Now, those are the positive ones. We kind of did a little bit of a mix up with the COVID answers. Oh, and sorry if the formatting kind of came out funny there. It looks funny on my screen, so I apologize. In regard to my safety, I feel this department performed effectively. These were COVID-19 specific questions. So this is during the pandemic and ongoing. So again, we have them ranked in the highest to lowest. Maintenance is a 6.9 out of 7. Just a good reminder, Andy's not perfect, right? We got him that 0.1. Resident services, 6.68. So again, great job to Jamie and her team. Administration, 6.65. Customer service, 6.55. Well done. Life enrichment, well done. Way to adjust. during this time. My favorite part with Life Enrichment was going around knocking doors and delivering drinks, or Cinco de Mayo, bringing you some chips and salsa, and some margaritas. Oh my gosh, that was the highlight of my pandemic. I think just being able to get out of the office and go say hi to everyone. Dining services 6.5. Again, given the circumstances, thank you so much for that. The dining team I know has worked super hard. Spiritual life 6.36. I know David wasn't here. We'd sent him over to Colonnade to help out, but I did hear from a lot of residents thanking Ulrich for his messages. And I know we did get some support from them over here. We're so excited to have David back here from Colonnade back over here to Grandview. We already have some ideas that we want to put into place to kind of reignite his department. And then housekeeping 6.3, and I wanted to talk on that one just for one brief moment. I understand why that score is a little bit lower. We pulled back on our housekeeping as a way that we viewed to make it safer here at Grandview, to limit the potential spread into condos. If you remember early on, there was a huge fear that COVID would stick around for up to the 14th day. You could be contagious, or you wouldn't start showing symptoms for that long. So having housekeepers in the house for an extended period of time just really didn't feel like a safe thing to do. So what did we do? We diverted those housekeeping services to other areas. They were doing cleaning of the entire building, the buttons on the elevators, handles, doorknobs. They were walking around, re-sanitizing countless times throughout the day. So I've heard comments that, well, Grandview, saved some money, not having housekeeping coming in. We didn't send them home. In fact, Sun Health is taking care of their employees better than any other company I've seen throughout this. And they were given other jobs, other responsibilities that we thought would be more effective in keeping the community safe. So I hear you on that response, but they were working very hard, trying new chemicals, trying new things to make sure, again, that the presence of the virus was taken care of and eliminated here in the building, so that it wouldn't get to our staff and our residents. So we see that. That's something that we'll continue to address with the housekeeping team and make sure that we're using them to a effective way. Glad to see that they're back up to services in the condos now as well. All right. Again, for COVID-19, these were just continued. I'm glad to find myself at home for Grandview Terrace during the pandemic, 6.67. Overall, the community took appropriate precautions. Administration took possible precautions to keep residents safe, 6.61. I feel safer here at Grandview Terrace versus being in our previous home. That's a huge statement to be at a 6.45. I believe the team's doing a great job as well. So thank you for those. The average of 6.59 out of 7 is just remarkable. And thank you. We know we have read the comments. We have read the comments, and we will be reaching out those department leaders, those that have requested a call back, so that you will be getting a call here in the coming weeks to look at that, and any of the low scores and the comments that we could have done more. We're looking at those as well, because you're right, maybe we could have done a little bit more somewhere. And so we're constantly changing our systems, looking at ways to improve. So thank you for that feedback. We really, really appreciate it. There were some other areas that we need to improve a little bit. I'm going to work with the department leaders, and I'm going to have them present on how they can improve their scores a little bit. But again, overall, the scores were very, very good. But again, we see an opportunity for improvement in a number of areas. All right, and I'm going to hand it over to, wait, not yet. What's that? Okay, yeah, I'm doing this one. Sorry. So coming soon for the dining rooms. So a week from yesterday, so this coming Monday, we will allow 4 diners to a table. So again, all the other rules we're going to keep in place, but introducing 4 to a table, we'll follow the 2-week, we're following a 2-week, major 2-week, even more than 2 weeks, downward trend of COVID-19 case in Arizona. Again, that doesn't mean we're letting up. We know the residents are having their brunches and other things. So only 4 to a table. We're not going more than 4. But what this actually does do is we were looking at this. This actually doesn't change any of the capacity in the dining room. We're still going to be following right now the governor's orders that we can only be at 50% capacity. But if you put 4 to a table, it's actually going to increase the space between tables. So we still require a mask. When you come down to the dining room, the team's still going to take you over there once you're at your dining room table. Take off your mask and you can have your meal with a few of your friends from the community. So again, we're doing this not to increase risk or exposure to Grandview Terrace. We firmly believe that our processes have kept us safe and will continue to keep us safe. We do remind you, if you're not feeling well, don't come to the dining room, right? Even if it's like, I'm just, I don't know what it is. I'm feeling a little off. If you're feeling a little off, stay home. It's okay if you cancel. Call down there and say, what, I have to cancel, and the dining room team will take care of you. So again, we need everyone to be an active participant there. We are looking at how we can safely open the marketplace. Not saying we're doing it tomorrow, but we want to be able to start doing that. We found we can do it safely in the dining room. We truly believe we can do it safely in the marketplace as well if we put in the right system. So that's what we're looking at. Fitness room is still available for use, so sign up for the personal training sessions with Janet. Right now, we're still at the one person may use a fitness room at a time. That wasn't my decision. That was the governor's decision to shut down gyms. So I said, okay, we're shutting down our gym. We're doing personal training. So we have had the one-on-one in there with Janet, or in your other sessions with Sandy, or up in the grand room with Bob. So again, we're trying to find creative ways to still keep our residents active, depending on if the governor extends or not his order on Thursday. I guess I guess he's flying over to Washington, D.C., so I'm paying attention to the news and working with Bhakti and Carrie over at the other communities as well. So we will be keeping an eye on that and making sure we bring that to you as it comes. So let's see, that's it on that one. And again, we are looking at opening a few other things, and I'm going to hand it over to Terry for Life Enrichment. You there, Terry? I'll give it a few more seconds here. See if we can get her sound going.
Yeah, I'm not on mute.
We can hear you, Terry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay! So, I hope many of you noticed that last night we started our first entertainment up in the grand room, which was really fun. We actually did it by virtual, but it was one of the more favorite people that you listen to. So everybody really enjoyed that, and I just want to give a shout out to the residents for absolutely following all the rules that we put in place. Things look a little different, but the entertainment was still great. You all did a great job of sanitizing and keeping the social distancing. It was really a success, and I was really very excited and proud. As you noticed, we have staff there the whole time of the entertainment now, and we're going to continue to do that for a while just because we want to keep everything really safe. We want to make sure all the rules are followed with the social distancing and sanitizing. One thing I wanted to mention is if we're going to do the entertainment 2 nights a week instead of 1, that way it gives everybody a chance to attend with our 40-person limit. If we fill up both 40-person slots, we will run that again. So we'll make sure everybody gets to see the entertainers they want to. And I want you to know that even though these entertainers are virtual, they're still very funny. They're not just doing their regular song after song. They're doing the same as they would in person, but it's just taped and shown virtually. So I had a lot of people say it was very funny last night to see them up there. So I want to encourage anyone who feels safe to come out. And if you don't, you know, that's your choice and we're fine with that. But please know that we're doing everything we can to make it safe. And I also wanted to mention, and we'll send this out in the memo too, in order for us to bring the entertainment to the Grand Room, we have to have at least a 15-person sign up for that one night. So I want to make sure everybody knows that. I think I was a little overzealous and thought, oh my gosh, every one of them is going to be filled up. So I really didn't put any deadlines for you to sign up to where we'd let you know. So for this month, we're just going to go with it how it is and then rearrange and look at things next month like we do every month to make sure everybody stays safe, but we get something out there for you to be able to enjoy your time out also. And I think, Chuck, unless you can think of something else, I think that's all I have.
Nope. Perfect. I'm excited to see that we can do a couple of those things. Again, this isn't just things that we come up with and you know, say we're going to start allowing. We're looking at other communities that are doing things that are similar, that they've, you know, done some safe practices, and we can kind of learn from each other. So, and I know I get those calls as well. Kind of, what are you doing over there for this type of event or activity or dining or whatever it might be. So it's really been a collaborative effort across the board. So thank you, Terry. Well done, well done, well done. Oops, come on. So dining update. So the grocery ordering service has been updated a little bit. So keep an eye out for that. If you still need anything there, we still are offering it, but we're constantly, not constantly, but making little changes as needed.
December church, she had a baby.
She had a baby.
The dinner order sheets, they've been simplified. So there was a process, the process down in the kitchen where they were duplicating things, and so they changed it to make it a little bit easier, and they've already noticed a little improvement. So again, those feedback, when you come back to us and tell us those things, it kind of gives me that, you know, I go down and talk to the Travis and Carrie, and they're constantly working to try to make it as simple as possible, but effective, and so that the orders come out right. The new reservation system's been added to the resident portal. So before I even saw Travis, he told me it was there. I went on and I made a reservation for myself. It is very easy to use. It's not 20 clicks. You just kind of click on, you know, it's just 2 or 3 clicks as you go through the process. You put in your name. You can put in who's sitting with you. If you do reserve 4, you can put in those other names. So then it's a hold on that table for all 4 of you. So if there's, you know, if you're reserving for 4, each of you don't have to go in and make that reservation. Only one does. So just another tool to make it easy, so you're not waiting on hold, or if they miss your call and then they have to call you back. If you do have a computer and you're comfortable there, he can help train you on it and show you how that works. And he's putting together a video on how to do it. So it'd be a nice short video. Also want to give a nice welcome back to Natasha. We're so excited to see her down in the dining room again. So Natasha is back. We're excited again to have more of the team return. So let's see here. Environmental services update. Let's hand it over to Andy.
Andy.
See if his sound works.
Oh.
Just unmute yourself, Andy.
Surprise.
Remember, if you are watching or listening, make sure you keep your mute on. You can drag it over there and click on it. I think I was hearing someone.
Can you hear me now, Chuck?
All right, there's Andy.
Well, hello, everybody. And thank you again for the results from the resident survey. We're really thrilled for the positive and for the challenges, because that gives us ways to improve and make things better for you. But very, very good feedback from all of you. Just got a few things to go over, and I put in these notes here. Monsoon season still here, with humidity up and air conditioners working and working and working. Has anybody noticed this may be a record year with 110 degrees or above, and how many days this year? It's been very, very hot. But for the most part, we've maintained all our EVS stuff. Our air conditioners are working, and I appreciate your patience. But with monsoon, just be careful if the storms do fire up. Watch the parking lots, watch where you're driving, just be safe. That's just a reminder. In October, that's about a couple months away, we're going to do a surprise fire drill. Let me explain what that is. Last year we did a scheduled one and we did 3 months of training with multiple meetings. This year we're going to do a review type thing at the Chuck Breakfast in September so that you remember what we're going to do. I'll tell you now that I won't give you the date of the drill, but we're not going to evacuate outside, so that's not a worry. I just want everybody to understand we're just going to do our annual fire drill. It will be a surprise. You'll hear noise, but we'll talk about it between now and then. We won't just totally throw it at you. Recycling, you guys have spoke up in meetings and resident council, and we heard you. We made a couple of changes and put new notices in all the recycling rooms last Friday. There is no more battery recycling program at all. It has come to where it's no longer cost effective anywhere, and nobody has a place that picks them up anymore. So batteries will go in the trash now. Another one was light bulbs. Light bulbs are glass, but they're not recyclable. They are not allowed to be in those trashes, so notice the new signs that we put up. If you have any questions on recycling, on those signs has my phone number. Please give me a call. I do need to know what your updates are. Another thing is this week sometime, the 3rd floor fire alarm system is going to be tested. We have a couple maintenance things to do, but just the 3rd floor, we're going to sound the alarms and the strobes just for a couple times. We'll give you notice the day before by a memo so that everybody will know which day we're doing the testing. So it will not be an alert. It'll be a scheduled alarm system. Landscaping, I've gotten numerous people giving me your eyes and ears. If you remember, I asked all of you for your eyes and ears so I know how to run the best we can. I know that with all this heat, there are some bushes that need more attention. We've increased the watering, and we have the landscapers walking around, and I appreciate all your feedback because we need to know where the trouble areas are. But the landscaping team's doing as much as they can, and we're trying to make sure we minimize any damage. Annuals with housekeeping have started. Again, I asked you last month, I'll ask you this month, please be patient while we try to catch up because we're going back to February and we're trying to take the last ones first. So do the older ones first and get your annuals done. It's going to take us probably 3 months to catch up. So please hang in there and keep your patience. And this is their highlight for 1st floor people. We have ordered 2 more dog waste stations. They will be here and installed by next week. So we've heard the request. I know we put a memo out to remind everybody of the process, but we agree with you, and we're happy to say we have 2 more coming. There'll be one at the end of E Wing near the sidewalk, and there'll be one on the B Wing out north towards the Angel Garden in the sitting area. So we have heard you. We've identified it. It will be here by next week and installed. I'm figuring Tuesday or Wednesday. And one more last little request is as you see contractors on the campus, I want you to remind me and yourself of any concerns. Going directly to the contractors and giving them your opinion doesn't help us because then I don't know what was said. So please let me do that. If you have something for a contractor that you would like to share, please tell me right away so I can go to them and do it properly. Since we're writing the bills and we give them direction, it would be better if it comes from one place instead of 4 or 5. And I really appreciate those comments because that's how we know what we need to do. Any questions on that? I hope not. And again, echoing what Chuck said, we're very happy for all the advice you gave us. But
leave everything alone.
I hear somebody jumping in there. Anyway, that's it from EVS. Have a great month.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. Really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm excited to see the fire drill. Kind of just again remind us how to do that properly. It's so much for both the staff and the residents to understand that process. And again, we're trying to take actions where we can. A little tough with some of the things with the construction coming to in front of Grandview, but we're making the changes where we see that we're able and it's appropriate. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, come on, there we go. So just as a reminder, and we have a lot of new residents here as well. And I'm sure they were told as they're coming in, but we do have our resident referral appreciation program. It's just a reminder from the sales team, especially right now with COVID. I know there's some fear of making change. It's definitely a little bit slower there. The sales department, Lexi and her team, they're taking all sorts of precautions if they do give a tour or do other ways to get to work with those that are interested in Grandview. so one thing that we found is a lot of our new residents are referrals. They're from friends of a friend, or somebody that you met somewhere and you told them where you lived and you bragged about Grandview Terrace, and became friends with them. Or I know again right now it's a little bit different, a little bit more unique. But if you do have anyone, we just want to put out a reminder that we give a pretty good credit towards monthly service fee, or there's a few different ways that you can do that. So that's a pretty big amount, and we're grateful when we do get these referrals. We know that you're putting your name on Grandview Terrace when you give them, but the sales team again really appreciates your support, and ultimately you can get more friends in here that you already know, and that makes it easier for them on the move in. So thank you to those that have given those in the past, and thank you to those that do it in the future. So we really appreciate it. So thank you. And I think with that is everything. There is one slide that I forgot to put in, just as a quick FYI, is an announcement that we do have a brand new executive director over at the Colonnade. Her name is Nina Lewis, and yesterday was her first day, so she is maybe new to Colonnade, but she has such a wealth of experience that
Yeah, they always have such a wealth.
that we know that she will be very, very successful over there.
Oh, sure.
Bhakti, Carrie Curry over at La Loma's worked with her. I haven't had the opportunity to meet her before, but she absolutely impressed us through the process. Actually, there was a number of candidates that impressed us through the process. So a lot of very well qualified people that were in that in the application process for Colonnade. Nina is the one that ended up joining us, and we couldn't be more excited. Just one thing on the referral form, sorry, just to back up one. That did go out with your breakfast. So thank you to the dining team for the breakfast as well. Sorry, I had that as a little note here to announce. So thank you to dining team for the breakfast. Very nice, getting a little bit of fruit and a little food this morning. So again, and I was going to try to put in some pictures of my kids, and I totally didn't get to it. So I don't have a fun picture to end it. I'll get some presentation. So thank you very much. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you again for your participation in wearing masks and taking those precautions. Thank you for filling out your resident satisfaction survey. We really appreciate that. If any of you have loved ones over in the assisted living, we are working on updating that survey, so you may see that coming out in a few weeks. You may see that coming your way. But thank you again. We appreciate each and every one of you, and the whole leadership team, directors, managers, we're all here for you. So if you do need anything, like Andy, Terry, I know Jamie didn't chime in there, but Jamie as well, Barb, Lexi, Carrie down in the dining, we all love to hear from you. So if you do have something, if you do see something, please let us know. Give us that opportunity to correct it. We are here for you. So thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay cool. Stay out of the heat. Oh my gosh, it's very hot out there. And we'll see you next month on our next Breakfast with Chuck. So thank you very much.
Bye all.
Have a good one. Bye.